Alright, hello and welcome back to Stationeers. I'm just looking at this yellow, it's so terrible. So today I'm gonna be looking at the Larre inventory manager, if I can say that. So I moved out the stuff that I had here to there where I was measuring and put all the lockers, and I think I have a ship here. I have a good enough setup for now. Then we want to experiment on it. I don't know if we're gonna have more computers or not. Oh, I should have made the housings beforehand, right? Well, I have the housing for the testing ship, I can use that. And I have this extra ship here, so I just need one more housing. Steel, really? I get a gazillion steel. I'm gonna say that I don't have steel. So housing, another computer. I mean, technically I wouldn't need it just so I don't keep... It's outside, right? So, and then the computer is inside. I don't want to keep going back and forth between inside outside. So grab the ship. This is supposedly empty. It is empty. It's nothing, it should be here. So get the housing, get the computer, the editor board, and we should be fine. So I did make, if you see at the bottom there, so Inconel, Astroloy, and Hasteloy, Astroloy. I made a little more Astrologies Inconel. I wonder why the heck Astroloy has one L and Asteloy has two L's. Like why? Anyways, so I had to make a little bit more because I was making more Larrys, but I didn't make much because I need cobalt for one, and for the other one you need nickel for both. So really, I didn't really want to look for a bunch. So instead of making a full 300 batch, I just make a little bit more. Okay. That should be all, I guess. Oh, I got... Now that I think about it, I could dismantle this computer and this one here, but I gotta leave this one here then. So drink a little bit, eat. Oxygen is fine. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna grab a battery. I don't know if I'm in range of the wireless charge. I think not. So let's pass inside, grab the other chip. In housing. I left out the structure here, I just took the Larre and the... what do I call it? And the rails. Jeez, I completely forgot the name of the thing. Okay. So it is right here. Oh, by the way, I'm running low on this guy. Yeah. 0.50. How much pressure did I got here? 9. Yeah, that gonna take forever. This one is full like 20 years ago. But just... yeah, there's just 7% nitrogen, so can't do much. So this setup I came up with. 10 lockers plus 10, so 20, right? So 20 seeds. The blue one here is the refrigerated side. I'm gonna close this, and this will be at minus 150, near that. And this will be just a storage. Can be Venus atmosphere. I don't know. Maybe I should just extend the greenhouse atmosphere to here. We'll see. So the goal here is, this is how I've set up the thing, right? So oh yes, before that, so this is 1, right? This is -1, this is -2. So when I place all the rails and the station, this was like 25, 20 something. So this is 2, this is -20. Yeah, so this was 22. So I get the cable here connecting to the thing here. Press this green button here, then it makes this 0. But it decides that is backwards and that's forward. So that's why this is 1 and this is -1. Same here, right? So -20. Yeah, it was backwards. So this was 25. What's like weird, like a 2 from this. How is this 25? I guess if I reset from here, everything here will be negative, but that doesn't matter. So let me, why did I remove the cables? I have some leftovers here from what I was building, so I print out the stuff left here, and I was mainly like checking the space. So space wise, from the edge of the frame, you have the rails on the beginning of the frame, and then if you don't leave any space, you're gonna be left with one grid space here, like one small grid space, right? So what I should have done is left one space here and then the rails here. I might change this later, like this line is not connected to anything, it's just a straight line, so it's pretty easy to move. If you want to have like exactly 3 frames, right, instead of this dead space here. You're gonna have a dead space in the middle anyways. Regardless. So let's see if I can... I'm pretty sure I have everything I need. So we're gonna manually handle it, and if it works fine, then we just need to automate it. One thing that I didn't think too much about, what the heck is this? Thank you. Is this cable flying here? I'm not really a huge fan, but I guess, well, this doesn't need power. Yeah, this doesn't, just only this, but this one does. Ooh, and I place right at the freaking airlock door. I'm gonna remove this airlock door and put a normal glass door that don't have this constraint. How you call it? Compositor. I'm not moving the entire thing just because of their locking. Yep. So just connect this guy to power. Right, so you are on again. So we're gonna need power you. I'm running out of cable, should have a bunch of cables there. 12 is not really a bunch of cables. Yeah, this is something that I'm going to hate. Having this cable going down like this. I might go behind the frame here later, but for now it can be like this. Of course it's not lined up. Why would it be lined up? I kind like want to see how the final design is, so yeah, this is not... Yeah, I hate this. Cables don't do this in the middleware. Anyway. So you should be on, while you are not using yet. But why are not turning on? Oh, I didn't connect the power, never mind. So the thing will come over here, it will be open, it will pass one and then it will close. Right, so this one item will land here. So let's use the cable as a sample here. So I have 6 cable here. Let's split this. Right, I can show there. If I can hit it. There you go. So it will be seed, right? It will land here. So my initial goal was having the arm here. So I only check for the arm itself while the slot it's reading. I can also read this directly. But then I need that extra device, right? So if I reading only the arm, so the arm is here just waiting. If I'm reading only the arm, I don't need to handle this device here. But regardless, I'm gonna see, okay, so I have cables, and somehow I'm gonna know that there is cables here. Well, let me do this in a better way. That's 50. This is what? This is also 56. Okay, so the code will know that in this locker here, which will be only for cables, or seeds, right? Whatever specific seeds. The code will know that on the third position, the stack's not full, right? So this guy, I can set 3 here. No, let's not leave a 0 for now, because I need to change to get this guy. So let's just assume that there is a stack here, and it knows that it's not full, right? So if it is full, then it's just gonna grab the item and place on the next slot. That's it. I'm thinking about the stacking, right? So you know the item which is here, right, by the hash, and it knows which locker it is, and also knows where the position is and how many it is. So we're going to somehow do a math to have all this information in the stack memory. So what this arm will do, this arm will come here. While this one is going there, this one will grab the item. Right, so it will grab the item from here. While this is happening, this one will grab the item from here. And we'll come back to the dock here and wait. So now that this is have the item, it will then come to the being there, because you can't place back on this, right? Or you can. But then I don't need that thing. I honestly didn't try to put into export beam because I thought, okay, that will never work, but it does work. I'm gonna use the other one just for... Doesn't make any sense. This guy open is an export, not an import. So it will go here to the import and will drop the item. Plop, and then the item will be there. Then it go back to dock. Now this guy, the one that does the stacking, right? It's here just because it does the stacking. Goes there and we will stack 25 with 12. And now I have 37, see? So if the item here is already full, we just grab the item and zip. No. If there is nothing, or like the slot is full, right? You just go to the next slot. Just grab the item, put the item here. That's it. That's simple. This is handling like the slot is there. It's filled, but it's not full, right? So then we will do this dance. Grab the item from here. Grab the item from here. Wait. It drops there. Then it stacks. Then it needs to... No, not this one. It needs to go back and drop the item. Drop the item. Really? So the cargo Larre can drop in this, but the hydroponic Larre cannot drop in this. That's make no sense how they make this so inconsistent. Really? But I bet you can force into the export bin. No, you can't. Why? So one can do that or one can't. Okay. So I'm gonna have to change this. That will be too big. But the import bin is like here instead of here. Don't make me redo the entire thing. Did I paint this white? Why the heck I paint this white? Don't remember painting this white. I can do this, thank you. And if I somehow... Okay. That's not the correct thing. I need this one here. So, import being right here, this. The question is, do you work? Because something that really bothers me, that the input being and then output being is complete off-center if you compare it to any other chute, right? It's in the middle between the two inner grids, which makes zero sense for the game. I mean, why the heck would they build something that's off-center from the inner grid when absolutely everything is centered to the inner grid? Don't ask me. But anyway, so would you work or do I need to move you? You do work. Okay, so I don't need to move you. Then you go back here. I need to change that one. Why is this guy white? Does it become white when you put a input? That makes no sense whatsoever. And of course, it's not a wrench, is a hand drill, even though for the chute is a wrench. So there you go. Let's pretend this never happened. Get some chutes there. Okay. So I'm gonna need to connect this with power. Okay. And then, well, now I need to connect with this device here because I need to force this to happen. And then we'll go back here. And then at this point, this guy can just grab it. And then when it grabs it, it releases the next item from the queue here. So I need to know that I'm doing the operation. I need to know that when it grabs, it finishes doing the operation. And then just place it back where it's supposed to be. So that will be the main goal of all this. Oops. And that should be my... should be doing the stacking of the items for me. Annoying that you have to use this guy and also that you can't use the other import beam, but whatever. I change here so everything is fine. Yep, so now I need to code all this. I also need to think about how am I going to enter this. Yeah, I can look from here. Because this needs to be closed definitely, because it will be cold. This ideally would have at least a door. Let's think about... Instead of having two, the problem is the airlock, right? So I wouldn't need to have an airlock right here or right there. Would be like right here. So I enter. And it might not be in the way. Same here, right? I could have an airlock here, or I could just have one big closed thing. And yeah, in terms of height, I was looking for just one story height, so one level, but then this part here definitely needs to be a higher level. I don't know if I just make a gigantic open two floors, right? And then maybe in the future I put another stack of shelves on top of this, and then I guess I can just turn this up and go up, right? You see, so that's problem for another day. So first I need to get this working. So either I move this stuff and have this line up here, or I'm thinking I could just have the computer here. And a bunch of dead space here. Yeah, I don't love it. I'm gonna start from this and then we'll see how it goes. At most later I need to move the connections. That's easy enough. Where the heck's my cables? So the line, well, the power will probably just go in a straight line here. Which means I can just grab you from here. Seems like I'm in range of the charger, so that's fine. Where am I gonna put the chip? 2 chips, 1 for each, depending on how big the code is. For now, I've guessed there will be 1 for each, so they could be right here. Like so. And then we can name this plant storage, seed storage, plants. I just got plant. Okay. Those there. The Larre, I have the code there for what I was testing. It doesn't matter. I already tested. I can rewatch. So what do I need to do to make you seed? Hello, update. Do I need to turn you guys on? Was this here and didn't saw? Or am I crazy? Wait, I can't click on the thing? What? Okay, now I can. That is weird. Why is this so weird? It never was so weird like this before. I can't... I don't know why it's so weird. It usually works pretty well. Okay, seed storage. Thank you. So, how do I monitor this thing? I think the best thing is just read from here directly. That will be 1 device, that will be 2 device, that will be 3 device, that will be 4 device. I can use just pings, right? 4 devices is not the end of the world. So what I will do actually is just grab the chip and go programming side. So it's export shoot, import ping, export shoot, no export ping, import ping, cargo, and hydroponic. I think I turn off the aim here. We're way too far all the way on the big mountain there and got stuck. I was looking at the numbers there and the numbers were not moving. From that's suspicious. So I was the ores, right? So this is kind of where I left. I just need to push those guys here real fast. I'm kind of running low on those. That's a lot of coal. And not a single cobalt. Okay. Oh, power is full. Which means I'm not using... Wait, why is the solar panel working now? What? I didn't touch the solar panel code. Okay. Time for thinking. Oh yeah, I found more gas trader, so I bought a bunch of more water. Okay. Eat this. Drink. Wow, now I have way too many chips. I can use this one then. So this had the code that I was testing for the grow, right? So I don't want to lose this one actually. So testing, export, testing here. And then I can just clear this. So let's use pings for now. So define, not define. Alias, cargo, Larre, 0, alias, hydro, Larre. And that's, yeah, I never get this correctly. Larre, pt1. One takes cargo, the other one takes water. Then I just need the two pings, yeah. Alias, export, ping, D3, so it's on the other side of the ping. And import, ping, D4. That's not how you type import, right? Import, ping. In for input, which is n, and then in for import, which it does not have n. That's amazing. So start, jump to start, yield. Right, so step 0 is I need modes. Step 0 will be just idling, which means waiting for something to show up. I need to close the freaking valve. I don't know how I close the valve. So I need to do the test on that part, but let's make all this work first. So define, I like my defines for states, right? So idle, which is waiting or just waiting, will be Wait for item. This is a better name for the jump. I'm just thinking because usually I define the state and then I want to jump and then name the jump the same name as the state because it makes sense, but then you have two things with the same name. So wait for item is a better terms for the jump. So this will be just waiting. Okay, thank you. This is 0. Then the item arrives. Best case scenario, just grab the item, put into the thing, and that's it. So that will be a state that is just storing the item. Worst case scenario, it will see that item needs to be stacked. It will go to the stacking. Okay, so find storing that will be a number that I need to see. So define pre-stack. Pre-stacking will be go grab the item while the other arm go grab the other item from the bin. Yes. So I need to wait for those two actions to happen. So the hydroponic Larry will go to the bin, grab the item, and go back to dock, while the other Larry will go to the locker, grab the item, and go all the way back to the import bin. This seems like actions that can happen parallel, so I don't need to wait for them to finish, but there is a small chance both Larry get stuck trying to go to the same station, because they are sharing the same station, so I can't allow this to happen. So I can only send the arm back when the other one is already on station. But okay, I just think on the state. First, go grab the items. This can happen for both pre-stacking. Will be go get the items. So fine. Now I have the items in hand. Need to go back. So wait for stack. That name will be annoying. Let's have some name and then I change later. So the cargo Larry go back to the dock, and then the normal Larry wait the cargo Larry get to the dock. It can go back to its own dock. Well, I could have this like going to dock, right? So let's call this stack phase 1. Yeah. Stack phase 2. That's beautiful, right? Stack phase 1 is go grab the items. Stack 2 is hydro go to station, cargo go to station. Yeah, both go to station. Both go to station. Station. This is what I'm doing, right? So yeah, I'm waiting this action to finish. I'm waiting this action to finish. So now I'm waiting. So I'm move cargo to the import bin. Yes. Then 3 drop cargo into bin, and then move cargo to station, move hydro to export bin. Yes. Then pick up hydro stack item, and then the hydro move to import ping. Finally, hydro move to import ping. Cargo move to export ping, so they can move at the same time, no problem. So hydro move to base. Cargo waits for the export ping. There will be a small delay for the item to actually get to the export ping. And then finally, it's the same stage as stage 0, the first option that I said, right? The best case scenario, just grab the item and put on the stack. On the locker, right? So waiting. Once I wait, I need to compute. Well, the computing part doesn't have a stage because I don't need to wait for anything. I'm gonna compute if what I need to do. So best case, grab the item and deposit the item. Worst case, do all this and then grab the item and deposit the item. So like grabbing the item, depositing the item is the last step. Edge cases. So I remove the Larre from here. I'm going to show the edge case that I just think of. So the Larre will get something in the hand, right? Let's use this as a sample. So if this is like almost full, what will happen is there any slot that I can put you? Yeah, here. So this is what will happen, right? So the cargo Larre has this, and then the export ping has this. So the cargo Larre will pick up the thing. Crap, that's not what I wanted. So the hand. Wait, what this does? How far does this stack? 100. Okay. So the hand on the cargo Larre will be max, but there will be some left over in the chute itself. How do I handle that? Because I'm gonna do all this stuff, and then I'm gonna drop the full stack, and the full stack will be in the bin waiting. Now this guy comes here. It's supposed to just grab the item and put where it belongs. But that's the wrong item because the item full is there. Yeah, I guess I just look at the item and then we have the max stack count, right? Cargo Larre. There is a max stack count. Which one is the one that shows the connections you can there was a place that shows what you can't read from the thing. I guess I look on the bin, export, ping, max quantity, exactly. So I can check the max quantity, right? So no, because after stacking it might not have the full stack, right? So I have one and then I get one more, then I have two. Is not the max stack. I was going to check the max stack. If it's the max, it is the item. If it's not the max, just put one slot forward. that would solve, but then assuming it will always be full stack. What I have to do is just store the quantity when I first read it, yes. And then I just do a math based on what I have stored and what I just received in the chute. And then based on the math, right, just check the mode if it's equal to 0, divide the quantity by the max, and the mode should be 0. If the mode's not 0, means it's gonna have leftovers. If it's above 1, like if it's above the max stack, means we're gonna have leftovers. If it's below the max stack, we don't need to do anything. Okay, so we're gonna have to do math. That will be annoying. Oh, finally they spoil. Like, they take 20 years to spoil. Okay. That's a lot of things to think of. Yeah, am I gonna have enough lines? Start thinking on doing each phase in a different chip, so I don't really need to worry too much about when it's done. So grab the item, do all this, right? So and then store the item. Store the item. Before storing the item, I will need to handle leftover, if I have leftover, right? So will be hand left over and then finally store final item. That's a lot of phases. 0, 1, 2, oops, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great, so 10 freaking steps. Right. Right. Okay, so let's do the simple case first. There is absolutely nothing. So just check the bin, right? So let's start saving some lines. Let's put this as this should be the end. So if I press too much enter, I know I pass my limits, right? So jump AL? No. I need to load the mode, right? Usually I use the DB as a mode because I don't lose the DB. If I turn it off and on, it can continue for where it was. If you use alias and then the memory, then you're going to lose it. Load from loading to, I guess I'm going to have alias mode R15, loading to mode from DB setting, and then waiting usually 0 because then when there is nothing it will be a 0, so that's why my waiting is always 0. If not, then you need to preset your mode waiting. Just a little more convenient, right? So branch if it's equal AL, go to mode is equal to waiting wait for item, and that's where I said it would be better if I use this as a name, right? So wait for the item, get the item back. Pretty straightforward. Now what it is waiting for the item? It is loading to R0 from export ping. What do I have in export ping? I need to load. I could load open, read and write. Doesn't the export ping opens only when you have items there? Assuming I can read this open as true, do I need to read this as a true? I also gonna want to know the quantity, right? So it's better to just load slot into the quantity directly. Yeah. Otherwise I'm gonna have another load. So load slot into R0, and the quantity of the item is something you need to keep track. Alias quantity R14, because I need this to know if I'm going to overflow or not. So from slot 0 quantity. Yeah, so I don't need to check if it's open or not, just need, is there something there? Yes. How many? That's all I need. So branch if is equal to 0, R0, just go back. That's it. So there is nothing, just go back, the mode won't change, it will keep doing all the other code here, absolutely nothing will happen. Now I found something here where I will need to do the math, right? I need to know first where I have the item on a stack. Okay, so I didn't went over this part, right? So how am I seeing this? So I have 20 lockers, right? 10 on one side, 10 on the other side, but doesn't matter. For the Larre, it's just a line. So I have 20 lockers. I think what I will have is a structure like in pairs, right? So position 0 is the stack, position 1 is the quantity. The total quantity, yes. Should I store the total quantity or only the quantity left on this, on the last position? Oh, I guess it would be better if I just store the quantity left on the last position. Yeah, I didn't think about it, but if I, so here I might have on the first row, right, there is 3 slots on the first row, right? So this is 10 seats, this is 10 seats, this is 7 seats. So this will be the seed hash, and this will be 7. That means I'm gonna have to loop through the index to find the next available index. I was wanting to go straight to the item directly, but if I want to go straight to the item, I would need to also store the slot index, which I kind of don't want to, but then if I'm gonna handle the leftover, I need to do the slot plus 1, right? Okay. For now, let's not start in this and see how complicated that will be. I'm definitely gonna run out of lines, so I need to keep track of the math, right? How many items I start with, and if I need to do a +1 to store the leftover and then store the full stack on the slot before that. So this I need to keep track of. What I don't need to keep track of is all this waiting for the thing to move. And then press activate and deactivate it, press activate and deactivate, right? So I could do all this into another chip. And the only thing I would have here is waiting for the mode to change. That's an option. Right, the only part I need to do math is here, and it's on the beginning. Yeah. So then I can just use the alias here. That would be, I get that would be a good thing. Okay. So first thing here on the, I need to loop to the stack, assuming the stack will be this, right? So hash quantity. I need to find the hash of the seed. So I have something in there in for 0. Let's get the hash, right? So load slot. Yeah, occupant hash. This does not copy it. It should copy. It's so annoying that does not copy. So load into R1, yeah, because I need the quantity. Well, I guess I can save the quantity to quantity and then just load into R0 then.
Hunger caution.
Really? So load into slot from the export ping slot 0 occupant hash. Now I need to loop through the stack 2 by 2 and find the stack that has the locker. The stack that has the locker, Jesus. The locker that has the item based on the thing, right? So I need to, how do I look to the stack, right? So I would start on 0, would this like get from UR1 from DB0, right? So that's the first hash. But D0 needs to be inside a loop with a math. So I need to get the this will give me the index for the station. Start with 0 doesn't make sense. I will need to start with 1. The numbers go backwards because all the stations are negative, right? So it would be better if I just start the numbers negative and go decrementing, because that will give me the exact location of the like which station I need to go. Yeah, thinking a lot and writing a little too little. I'm gonna start writing. I'm just thinking like the best way so I can do is saving some lines. Because I need to find the stack, right? The stack will be going 2 by 2, 0, 1, and 2 and 3, and then 4 and 5, right? But the lockers are just 1 by 1, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're negative numbers, right? So -1, -2, -3, because for some reason the Larre decided that's backwards. So I need to start at -1 and then go to -3, -5, -7, right? So then I will be, so that's basically like minus 1 minus 1 and then this is hash and this is quantity, right? So that will be stack 0 and then stack 1, and then I would go minus 2 and that will be 2 and 3, right? Hash quantity, and then keep going. We're gonna keep this as a reference. So 3, 3, this will go for 5. So I need the numbers anyways, and then the case that the numbers are negative, this is positive, that they don't match, that will be a nightmare. Like there coincidence here and here, but that's it, right? As you keep going, it won't match anymore. Right, so this will be minus 4. B6, 7, yeah, nothing. Alias, locker index R13. Oh boy, that will be annoying. That will be really annoying. So what I need to do here, come on. I need to loop. So before doing the loop, right, move into locker index 0. So we reset everything. Then the actual loop stack start. So I will be doing what? Looking to the hash. Locker is minus 1, right? Locker index. And then I guess I could have stack index just to make my life easier. So then I just need to sub this minus 1 and I just need to add 1 on this. Yeah, that will make my life a little better. So I have the quantity, I might as well just have the hash. So 14, 13, 12, 11. In that case I need the hash. Great, so the loop is get into R0 in this case, it's just a temporary, I just need to find the location. Get into R0. From the B, the position stack index. This will give me this hash here. Now I check if this hash is the same as this one. If it is, that's it, we find it. If it's not, then we keep looping. Okay, so branch if it's equal, I don't need branch R A in this case, no. So branch if is equal R0 with the hash. Go to continue. I also need to check if because I want this to be auto-sorted, right? I don't want a specific location for each one, so it's empty. Whatever first seed goes in, it will land here, right? So if this hash is 0, it means it's also empty. So if it's equal to a hash, go there. If it's equal to 0, also go there. If it's not equal to the hash and it's not equal to this, well, I guess I could do branch if it's not equal, right? Would be better. Kind of is better, but at the same time it won't help me unless I do the adding here instead of doing it at the end. Because I will do the increment here, right? So increment. Instead of doing the increment here, if I do branch if it's... What did I said? Never mind. Branch if it's not equal won't help me. Yeah. I'm checking two different things, right? If it's 0 or if it's a hash. Yeah, never mind. So let's keep as is. So get the stack. Wait, what? Get integer 0 from the B, the stack index. This reads the item hash. And compare both hashes. If it's equal to the hash or if it's equal to 0, just go ahead. If it's not equal to any of those, then we need to sub from the locker index 1, and we need to add into the stack index 2, right? Because we're gonna from 0 to 2. Now, I only have 20 lockers, which mean 19 position. So if the locker index goes to, well, it's starting on -1, right? So if I'm -21, means I'm too far. So then would be just jump to the loop stack start. But before I doing this jump to the loop stack start, well, what happens when I run out of lockers? In theory I shouldn't, because there is only 20 seeds. Don't know if I need to handle this case, and I definitely don't have all the seeds yet. Winter spawn and then some rare seeds. What happens when I run out of lockers? I will just throw the item away. Same as when the locker is full, just throw the item away. So if that case, I would have a mode for fine throw away 11, which for that I need another position, but that's the least of my concerns. Okay. So this will be branch if it's equal or less or equal the index less or equal, no, equal or greater, because I'm negative. Yeah, greater or equal lock index to -20, right? Because I'm doing the sub here. to be -1, then -2, -3, -4, -5. I did the sub here, -20. That's a valid index, so branch if is greater or equal goes there. So it will do this. This will become -21. So it's not greater or equal to this guy anymore. In that case, I will just move save to db mode, and the mode will be throw away. I will also save into move into mode throw away, and then just go back. Perfect. Right, so this just resets the before the loop. Start the looping here. Check the hash. If is the hash, so just go here. If it's 0, it's free, so it's go here. If it's neither, then increment the loop, right? So go lower in the index and then go higher in the stack. And then while I'm below or equal to -20, just keep doing this until we find or we run out of space. If we run out of space, just say throw away, save the mode here, it will go back, and then we're gonna enter the next one. Okay, perfect. That's already 40 something lines, and I didn't even start the thing. Well, technically that's the hard part, right? Here I just need to store and do a little math. Assuming I'm gonna do all this moving and waiting another chip. Let's see how it goes. This one will definitely be way more than 1 hour, but I want to have at least the basic version working. So if I'm here, it means I'm find the locker that's empty or there's the hash. Now I need to read the quantity. If the quantity is 0, and then remember the quantity is the quantity of the last slot, but doesn't matter. If the locker is empty, well, it's empty, it will be 0. If it's 7, then means the last slot has 7. Okay, so I'm here. So I will then do a get. I can't do a get because the hash is here, right? It's one above. I'm not using R0, right? Yes, okay, so I can just do an add into R0 from stack index 1. And then do a get into R0 from db from R0. Yes, that's it. Right, so this is the hash position +1. This is the quantity position now. So I get into R0 from db the quantity. This will get this number here. So now I have the quantity here. Now I need to have the max quantity of that thing. What is this max quantity? I could hard code 10 here, but then we already saw that for the plant here, this thing here, like the switchgrass, right? It goes all the way to 50. Pretty sure potato is only 10 or 20, so it's different numbers. So let's not keep hard coded. It will work for the seeds, right? All the seeds are 10, but then I'm gonna have to change it for the other stuff. So let's read. So load into R1 from the export bin. No, load slot into R1 from export bin. Slot 0 max quantity. Assuming this is the maximum quantity that thing can. There is a max stack size of the items. Yeah. Now, finally, we do math, right? So how am I gonna know if I'm gonna have leftover, yes or no? I have the quantity on the slot and I have the quantity on the locker. I just add both together and see if they go above this number. Do I need to keep the quantity I have on the slot? No, I don't. I don't care, right? So add into R0 from R0 and then quantity. So add both together. And then I just say if it's greater than R0, R0, R1. So this will say, hey, add both quantities, and then is this sum of both greater than the max quantity? That's the flag I need to know if I'm gonna have leftover, yes or no, right? I guess, I mean, I only used the quantity to do this. I could probably call this something else, so leftover. Because for now on, I don't care anymore about how many there are. Yeah, so let's just call this left over. And then we're gonna read the quantity here, right? So if the leftover is, there's nothing. Then here I just add on the leftover and then I save. So in that case, I still have the memory left now. I don't use one extra memory. Now that I have the flag, this will be only relevant at the very end, on this very last step here. Okay, so I'm here. I know the quantity. I know if I'm gonna have leftover or not. So that's the end of the waiting. Now we need to go grab the items, which will move both layers at the same time. Movement of the layer will be basically the same in all of the cases, right? I remember last time I did not do the waiting. So I usually do the waiting at the very start, right? So you read the Larre idling and also read the Larre activated, but I don't think you need the activated anymore, just the idle. And if it's idle, just keep back on the start, so it never runs anything if it's not actually idling. So now I'm controlling two Larres at the same time, which is not the same thing. Okay, so let's stop this one here. Let's think about the other chip. Yes. So I will need to change the mode here, right? Yes, that's all I need to do. I finished the first job. I know I need to communicate with the other chip, which index it should go. Well, the only real thing I need to do on the other chip is check send the index, yeah. The mode. I can store the mode of the DB of this one. I don't need to send anything to any chip, and the other chip just keep looking at this one mode. That also would work. So when we got to this point here, I just need to save. No. I'm talking too much and I'm not really thinking about what I'm talking. The other chip need to know what stack, what locker it should go to. I could just put a memory, right? Yeah, I guess I could just have a memory. So those are two cargo, those are two bins, and I could just have like two extra memories. So alias the alias, call this will be the same as the station, because there is one station for each locker, right? So the two. In that case, I don't need this guy. I do need it because otherwise I'm gonna have to load and save, which will take even more lines. Yes, never mind. Locker index, that won't go well. So station index memory. Just go call memory index. Yep. So when we are done here, so I'm gonna save to db mode, and the mode we're also gonna save into memory index the locker index. No, save into memory index the setting, the locker index, and this will be the end of the waiting phase. So now we go to phase 1. Do we go to phase 1? Not really. If we have leftovers, we go to phase 1. If we don't have leftover, we just go to phase 10. Okay. So select into mode based on leftover. If we have leftover, then we go to phase 1. If we don't have leftover, we go to phase 10. Then we save to db setting mode. So we set the mode, we set here, we also set the index of the for the locker, because regardless of the phase we're gonna need to go to the locker to store it. So that's it. That will be all this chip will do for now. Yeah, we are at 50 already. Yeah, let's do another chip. So let me go grab this chip because I don't want to lose this one. So I'm gonna grab the one that's there. That will be way too long. I'm gonna do this part and then I get like continuing another episode. So I'm not gonna use memory. I'm just going to use a better coding here, right? So 2 digits for the mode and then 2 digits for the index, right? So and that will be the one less 0 here and here. So now with the mode only, I can know the first 2 digits is the mode, last 2 digits is that's not great, right? Yeah, that's not. Yep. What? First choose the mode. First choose the mode. This is a 10. Then the last 2 is the index. The thing I'm not really, yeah, if I do this, oh, because this is crap. Ideally this would be like this, right? Yeah. But you can't save this on the thing. It doesn't matter. Great. So 10 and 11. It's a distinct code and I have 2 digits at the end. That's all I need. How are you gonna read the last 2 digits doesn't matter. So this doesn't change, this doesn't change. The only thing that changes is we're not saving on the memory anymore because there is no more memory. The mode will tell both the mode and the index. That's all I care, really. Yeah, that's saved online. Now, if I would do everything on this chip, on this control chip here, that would then come here and then go to the next mode. Branch if is equal to whatever mode, but all this part will be done into another handle leftover, move to base. So move to the import pin so the idle stack the items. So at this point I have the leftover. Then the idle moves and drop the stuff. Then handle leftover. This means grab the items and put into the item +1. And then finally go back and do this. Okay. I'm just thinking, do I need to keep track of anything? Not really. The only thing I need to keep track of, I lose the quantity. Did I lose the quantity? Yes, I want to keep track of how much was the leftover, because this will be my next quantity that I need to update the quantity here. And I lost it when I mean, I don't know what is. I need to calculate the mode, right? Yeah, so leftover, instead of leftover being a flag, the leftover could be the actual number that is left over. It would still work on the select here, because the select selects A for anything and only goes to C, right? If it's 0. So yeah, so instead of having this saved greater than, I could have mod into leftover from mod into leftover from this by the max quantity. Is that it? This has 11, max quantity is 10, mod is 1. Yes, that's it. But what happens if I below the max? You're right, so that's also this thing, right? So if I'm below the max, so I'm gonna need one more memory here. So this reads the quantity, this does not read the quantity. This has the quantity, this has the max quantity. Then I lost the quantity, so let's not lose the quantity. Let's have our 2 here. Wait, what? I'm using leftover? I don't have leftover. Why? I'm making a gigantic mess. I have the quantity. Great, I have the max quantity. Great. Oh yeah, leftover is what I read here. Yeah, I forgot about it. That's the annoying part if you have weird names or we're using the same variable for multiple stuff. Okay, so leftover at this point has the quantity. So I'm adding into our 0 and the leftover into our 2. This is my total after stacking. Now I do the mode on the leftover again. But I would only do this if I'm above the maximum, right? So if I have only 7, the mode of 7 by 10 will be 7. But it's still below, right? So I don't need to do anything. So I need to first check if I'm below, right? So I add both together and then save if it's less or equal. If my total is below or equal the maximum stack, I don't need to know the leftover. If my total is above the maximum stack, then I need to know how many will be left. That's the thing. I was considering only leftover as a flag. Okay, I have leftover, yes or no. I don't need to know how many. And then I remember that I need to store it back. Well, I will be storing it back, right? When I store it, I will have the item in hand. I can just read from the hand whatever number is there.
Critical.
That seems even easier. And I don't need to worry about keeping track of it. Then leftover will be just a flag. Have leftover, yes or no. And when I store the leftover, I just go and update the quantity. What I do need to know is when I do the last storing of the item, I can't update the quantity again because the quantity is already updated. But that's fine because I will still have the leftover flag and I clear the leftover flag after. So during the waiting here, first thing I need to do is clear the leftover. Oh, it's reading the left. Okay, perfect. That's just perfect. So it's not a problem. I made a mess here now, right? Yes. So let's go back to our 1 here, or a 0. Geez, I lost the code now. Get the index, get the quantity, get the max quantity. Then I add over the max quantity. I'm overriding the max quantity. I don't want to override the max quantity. Then I add into the leftover what I read from the and what the leftover already have. Okay, this will get me this. And this was save is greater equal greater than. Oh, I was using, yeah, save is greater than into leftover R1. And mode based into leftover, we're gonna do this. So leftover will be just a flag, as it should. Let's refresh one more time. So R0 has the quantity I'm storing in the locker. Then I'm gonna load the max quantity. So leftover will be replaced by whatever I have in the locker plus whatever I had in the bin. I have 7, I have 8, there will be 15. Then if leftover is over 10, which is in this case, this will be 1. This is 1, so we'll take phase 1. So if I have only one item here, and I have only 2 items on the leftover, this at this point here will be 3. 3 is not greater than max quantity, so then this will be 0, which will take this, and that's it. I just need to remember that I need to update the final stack quantity on these both steps, and if I update here, I cannot update here. So remember to update the quant at the storing phase. Also can't update at storing if it was left over. That case, update in left over step. That's it. So that will be on this chip, and I guess that will be on this episode. And then on the next one, I start programming the other one. So at this point, this code will basically, for now, have only one mode. That's waiting for item, and so it doesn't make too much sense now. But then it will also have this final storing and ending the leftover and throwaway. I don't know about the throwaway, but those two will definitely be here because this is where I need to do the math. I don't need to do the math, I just need to update the stack. Yeah, we'll see. If the other code is way too small, then I can't see if it can fit here. We'll leave this for the next one. Testing. Let's not replace my grow lights there. So for now, oh boy, there was a lot of thinking. So for now, that will be it. I have the chip here, and drop stuff. That will help me to remember what the heck this ship has. Great. So, yes, I see you in the next one. I stop this one to not go way too big, and then the next one we continue. Thank you, and see you next one. Bye bye.